You know, some people out there, when they talk, they fake the funk. You want brutally honest? Well, if you want brutally honest, look no further than CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
If you want your sports talk to be brutally honest, come check out CG.
CG Ruthless.
If you're not watching CG Ruthless, I don't know what to tell you. Representing the Niner Empire.
CG Ruthless.
Yo, this is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest and nothing but being brutally honest coming at ya with a live stream. Huge shout out to all the Men Karen's followers. Thank you for all the support, which I've seen a lot of these comments here. Huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to everybody else. Let's get to the sports topic, but yeah, I was saying that I was gonna put the Arden Key situation because I've seen the video. I know I kind of posted a couple videos of it, but I think it's probably one of the most intriguing ones that stood out. We'll see if he makes the team or not because this is a competition. You can look good in camp, but we'll wait and see how that plays out. But on the meantime, I will drop the link in, and I'll only put it. I'll be here for maybe about a couple hours, maybe. We'll see. I'm trying to get as much watch hours as I can so I can get more of the time, but I don't mind spending my time with everybody else. So everything's kind of falling in place pretty good. So yesterday was pretty interesting. What's up? What's up, Corey Davis? What's up, man? So everything's been falling in place quite lately, you know. So yesterday, you know, usually because on Twitter I was just tagging a lot of ex-Niner players and see which one comes to mind. And you know how they say when you catch the bait, you'll catch one at some point. You'll catch one eventually. I mean, I've tagged I tagged quite a few other Niner players, and Jeff Garcia wasn't one of them. We can put him off the list there. You can make an argument about what's that dude's name? You can make an argument about certain players that I tagged in, like our linebacker. We tagged in. I tried to tag in to kill Spikes and quite a few other players, and they just weren't interested. Lee Whittle didn't answer. Jesse Sapola didn't answer. I don't know. Like, it's kind of hard to even think about reaching out for Colin Kaepernick, but it would be kind of a miracle if I somehow did get him to come to my stream, but that would be very unlikely. Let's be honest. He's a big deal. He's a big celebrity, so it wouldn't be easy to get. I mean, I've tried to reach out for other guys like Ronnie Hurd and quite a few other players. Jamie Winborn, which I haven't heard of for quite a while, and then there's quite a few other players. Quite a few other players like Maurice Hicks. I try to reach out for, no answer. Trying to remember another player. Garrison Hurst. For some reason, I was trying to push for Garrison Hurst to come in, no respond. And then I guess when I tagged in Mike Rump, I guess it took him a day or two to respond immediately. And then he inboxed me. And then that's how things were. And then 20-minute conversation on the phone was pretty cool. And he seemed like a humble guy. Like, he's one of those kind of guys that treats everybody like the same, even if he was big time or not, you know? So that was pretty much how I got him to come. Didn't even have to ask for nothing. He was just nice enough to check out what I had to offer, and then he just wanted to give the stream a little try. So probably next week I'm going to do that. So I still got to keep update with him and see what's up, because I think he's trying to like get his account so he can go into the stream. So other than that, it's kind of like I've been going like catfishing with all these people, like catching one of them, and it just kind of like went into play. So there was like quite a few offensive linemen I tried to reach out for before, like Jeremy Newberry, Eric Davis. Eric Davis was a corner, but I tried to reach out for him. But I believe I was trying to go for Adam Snyder. Try to reach out for Adam Snyder, no respond. And then I went for Jonathan Goodwin, Ahmad Brooks. Reach out for those ones. And I reached out. This would be a surprise. I think I was trying to reach out for Navarro Bowman, no response. But it came down to Kendall Hunter. I tried to respond, but maybe in the near future he might respond. So we'll see. But I think I got my luck with certain people. Deshaun Goldson, very unlikely. I don't know if he'll even answer, but hey, you never know. Sometimes you get these players. Sometimes you get these kind of unexpected response. So it's kind of cool. But let's get to the topic. The title itself says Arden Key this to Raiders. I know 3 of you guys are watching, so I'll probably just show you the video of what I'm talking about, and we can get to that topic. I got this video. I posted it like earlier, like a few days ago, I believe. So if you guys want to see it, want to rewatch it, I'll show you.
To be honest, I wanted to get out of there. I've been wanting to get out of there. So I wasn't surprised. I was more happy than surprised. I wish it happened a little earlier, but hey, I got what I wanted, and we good.
Why'd you want to get out?
Say that again?
Why'd you want to get out?
It's just bad. I mean, it was just bad all around for me. Bad system. It just wasn't the right fit for me, and I had to get out.
Did you ever request a trade or anything like this?
No. Just talking to me and my agent, just trying to get out of there. But didn't request a trade or anything like that.
Well, what's the back and forth like with Trent Williams in more ways?
Oh man,
Against somebody like that, sure.
it's great. Coming from the Raiders, I had Trent Brown, and I was going at it with him, and then coming over here with Trent Williams, it's a totally different type of guy. I say they 1A, 1B, because Trent Williams, he's athletic, he's strong.
Yeah, but you kind of get what he's saying about that. You know, he just was happy to get out of here, and the video proves itself right there. I'll put the link in for people who want to talk sports. I mean, I just put the title for the hell of it, just to make it more entertaining. Doesn't have to even be all that harsh trash. It's what I saw in the article. It's what I think was interesting. So if you want to watch the entire press conference of Arden Key, it's on the description. This was just a very little of the video. There was pretty much more than what he said. Like in the beginning, you'll see what he said. So you'll see a lot more of what he had to say. And then he had to talk about other stuff. But still, I guess like they say, the feeling is mutual. But in all games, we're all good. Just waiting on other people to come onto the stream. But if they don't want to, it's all good. I'll probably just go on for 30 more minutes and then maybe just end it from here. Unless somebody comes in, and maybe I'll go in for an hour or two. We'll see. I think it's more interesting that you gotta consider it that way. And we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. I really do think that a player like that is like, I guess they're trying to make an impression out of it, but I think it's mostly all about business at the end of the day. So, yeah. So looking into the upcoming schedules, I already completed the NFC West Roundtable last night, which is like almost 200 views, I believe. It's probably going to add up. Maybe I'll get it to 300 or 400 views of it, which isn't too bad, but we'll see. Watch hours were good. Then I should have a NFC West tour with a Cardinals fan, the Cardinal Rule, which I will have like either at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We'll collaborate. So I got that guy coming up Saturday. I should be able to get a super fan, Niner Nando, if somehow he's busy that I can understand. But he kind of said he's cool with it. So I talked with him. So he was up for it. Kevin White cut. So we cut Kevin White? Okay. Well, it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't much of a surprise. I mean, because this guy hasn't he's kind of been around different teams and it hasn't really panned out. Like he just wasn't able to stay healthy. Like if we were to be honest, I mean, Kevin White was pretty much a long shot, even though he was a top draft pick at one point. But he just never panned out, couldn't stay healthy. I think the talent was there, but it's just, you know how some teams are. They run out of patience with it. So same could be said with Jalen Hurd. So Jalen Hurd, like if Shanahan says that missing practice is going to hurt his chances, then that's going to be a tough one for Jalen Hurd, man. I was expecting a lot of hopes from Jalen Hurd because he looked good in the preseason, like against the Cowboys, but was never the same. Couldn't play it down. Yeah. Yeah, I know the Raiders were upset with Keys. Yeah, I mean, if I was a fan of that team, I would be upset too because of the fact that he bashed that organization, but I don't think he ever meant intendedly to the fan base. Like there's a difference. There's a difference between organization and fans in general. Like if you kind of bash the fans, but in some ways, like they say, if you bash the team, you bashing us in general. That's just how they look at it. But a lot of people look at it differently. You can make an argument about it. So Kevin White is cut, huh? That's kind of I wasn't quite surprised. I just didn't understand. They should just cut River Craycraft too. Cut River Craycraft. He's a waste of a roster spot. This guy's not even that good. Like if they're gonna cut Kevin White, then cut River Craycraft, please. Craycraft isn't worthy of making the roster. I mean, how are you gonna keep this guy? Is it because Shanahan likes the guy or something? Because this is just like another Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor is such a Shanahan guy that he'll keep him on the roster. But then again, he's got to have his new Trent Taylor. So it's got to be River Craycraft. It's got to be his new Trent Taylor. I mean, I don't get it. I don't really get it. If any other player deserves to be cut, it should be River Craycraft. I mean, the guy has no business making the roster. I think he has no business even playing in the NFL. I think he should play the CFL or somewhere. I mean, it's kind of hard to take this guy seriously if he's never actually stepped up and played up to his potential. I mean, roster prediction, it's gonna be interesting with the receiver spot. Like it's anybody's ball game, but we got Travis Benjamin who hasn't played last year. His chances of making the team is pretty tough. I mean, at first you would say, hey, Jalen Hurd would have a chance because Shanahan likes this guy. But when you watch the press conference, Shanahan doesn't seem like he has any hopes for him now. So it's like, Jalen Hurd, I know you're getting hurt and it's hard for you to overcome it, but man, dude, gotta find a way to get yourself on the field, dude, or else they're just gonna cut you. It's pointless. It's really pointless to have you on the roster and have you missed consecutive seasons, dude. Like we draft you in the third round to be that guy. We draft you to be that receiver to complement Debo, but that's not the case. It's like you're just unreliable. So there's just different options for us. I mean, there's plenty of receiving options we got, but I don't know about the rest of the guys. Like Debo and you can definitely count on those guys being your receivers, your first two receivers from right there. But if they can't stay healthy, then who are the third guys you can count on? I mean, you got Muhammad Sanu, who's getting in the best shape as far as like last year. Last year he was out of shape, so maybe that's a big difference. Richie James hasn't been quite utilized as much. Hasn't really been quite utilized as much throughout his career, so that can be a guy that we got to watch out for. Trent Sherfield coming from the Cardinals, a special teams guy. It's kind of interesting how this guy comes from being a Cardinals gunner to being that guy that could make the team as a third receiver. That's kind of intriguing. Then you got a guy like Jaquan Jennings. Jaquan Jennings is exactly what Jalen Hurd should be that kind of receiver. But no, Jalen Hurd gets hurt. Jaquan Jennings is exactly what he's supposed to be. So I think that's why we drafted Jennings, even though there's chances he may not even make the roster. Then you got this Austin Watkins, who can be that sleeper, who can be our Kendrick Bourne. So I wouldn't sleep on this kid. I mean, you got some okay receivers after that. I mean, if we can get the Muhammad Sanu of the Atlanta Falcons version, then I think we'll be all right. But Richie James, if we can utilize him more, I'm wondering how many yards he would get in a season, because you got sample size of him playing against the Packers, and it shows to me that this is very unlimited potential right there. This is a guy we can use on our offense. You could throw a short pass, and this guy could make a big play out of it. I mean, Jaquan Jennings would be like your move the chains guy. Jalen Hurd, he's just like that big body red zone target that you can throw to but can't stay healthy. Travis Benjamin could be the guy that puts the top off the defense, but I don't know if he'll even make the team. River Craycraft, there's potential, but let's be honest, he just isn't cutting it for the NFL. Like you can even put him on, you can even put him as a slot receiver, and he'll probably drop some meaningful passes, and it wouldn't make no difference. You could probably put him on special teams, and he'll probably freaking muff the ball. I mean, that's just a guy I don't understand. Like, why is he still here? It doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna cut Kevin White, then cut him too. Cut River Craycraft. Cut this guy. This guy has no business being on our roster. I mean, I just don't think he has any business being here. It's just the fact that Shanahan likes the guy. I think that's why he's still here. So I guess like they say, we have our Trent Taylor, and that's River Craycraft. And until I'm wrong, hey, if they cut this River Craycraft, then that proves to me that maybe Shanahan is listening to what CG's got to say. But who am I to judge, I'm looking at overall receivers. I mean, Debo and Ayuk are locks. So the rest, I think the 4 spots are wide open pretty much. The 3rd spot can determine who can get some more playing time there. So I'm kind of more intrigued to see who can be that guy. I mean, there's just a lot of good options. I mean, as far as the number 3 receiver, so you can pick between your number 3 receiver and then your 4 and 5 and 6. Maybe a 7, because sometimes you want to have one as a gunner or on special teams. So that can be the interesting part, is you can add them to your roster. But as far as the tight end, it's kind of interesting. Sure, George Kittle, the All-Pro, the best tight end in the game. Ross Dwelly. I mean, Charlie Warner. Jordan Matthews. Michael Pruitt. And Josh Perkins. It's like, this tight end group is pretty stacked up. Yeah, it's pretty stacked up, man. Oh, what's up, Ultimate Report, man? Congratulations on your 800 subscribers, man. Congrats, man. I'm looking forward to that giveaway. But I'm just thinking, man. So we just cut Kevin White, huh? The interesting part about it is, I just hope that River Craycraft is gone. So if I had to pick a player that I want off the roster, I want Craycraft off the roster. That's just my opinion. I just don't think he cuts it for us. Like, you give this guy like some opportunities, he doesn't seem to capitalize it. I mean, he missed opportunities on catching passes. Like, he could have easily got that touchdown play, but it was negated. Yeah, you see my biggest fan, Butterfinger, dude. Yeah, I seen what he was putting. Hey, what's up, man? So Ultimate Report, man. If you're not busy, you can jump into the link. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You gonna go to work, Ultimate Report, or you're kind of like free right now? I'll drop the link in here. Yeah, I'll drop the link in for you, buddy. We could talk football for a little bit, and we could discuss about it. The link's here. I mean, and so defensive backs will probably be the more concerning spot in 5 minutes. Okay, I got you. So my only concern throughout the offseason is cornerback. Like, Ferret, he can't play more than 16 games in a season. Emmanuel Mosley, you'll get some of the good and bad in him, but he's not too bad. Quan Williams, he's probably one of the most underrated players in the league. But as far as him, like, being healthy, that's the only question mark. Aubrey Thomas, it's like he had the good and bad offseason practices. Now he's on momentum. He's looking good. So that could be another situation. Diamadolo Noor, that will be yet to be determined. Dante Johnson, like I got to say, I don't know. B.W. Webb, who we just recently signed, and Ken Webster, who we got on the roster. So there's quite a few other bodies that we got. It's just it's a bit of a question mark. That's the only one I look at. As far as safeties, okay. So Jaquan Tartt's been missing significant time. So what's the update on Jaquan Tartt? I've been trying to look at updates on him, and it looks like he'll miss significant time or something like that. So I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Tavon Wilson, that he might even be the starter. So that's kind of interesting. And then depth-wise, it's like, so if Jaquan Tartt's going to miss significant time, it will probably hurt his chances of being the starter. So, and if Tavon Wilson just takes advantage of that, that can be an interesting pickup, because he might be one of the most important pickups in the offseason, because if we can get a guy like Tavon Wilson on a cheaper deal, and he knows how to play both sides of the ball, knows how to play like both positions, like safety and corner, he can play nickel. So this guy can play nickel, he can play safety, he can play anywhere in the secondary. So that's a very interesting pickup, because when I watched a lot of Tavon Wilson's highlights, like New England put him pretty much everywhere in the secondary, and he was one of those kind of guys. Like, I guess you can say he was one of those kind of guys that if you want him to play some nickel, he'll go play nickel. If you want him to play safety, he'll go play safety. Maybe if you put him at corner and he's asked to do it, he'll probably do it. He's probably one of those kind of guys that do it all type of players. So he might just be one of those guys. And I'm not really quite sure of there's just no interest buzz with Tony Jefferson yet. Maybe they're trying to be cautious with him, or maybe we should wait and see. Tolano Hufanga kind of looked okay. Like, he kind of had he had one or two good practices, and it's looked outstanding. So that will be a debate. So defensive line. So I'm hearing like we worked out Eddie Vanderdos, who's recently was from the Texans but was a Raider. We're probably working him out, which I'm hearing. No signs of signing him yet. I don't know if that's kind of reported yet. So there's just been quite a few other ones, but the only guy I'm hearing about is Trent Sherfield, man. It seems to me that he goes from being the Cardinals gunner to maybe being the number 3 receiver. So maybe there's a chance that we get somebody that hasn't been quite utilized. Sometimes those guys that don't get much opportunities, it's not because they're terrible. It's because of the fact that it's all stacked. Like, when you have a stacked roster of that position, it's hard to get any playing time. So maybe there's something with Trent Sherfield. Maybe there's something with Trent Sherfield that the coach staff really likes. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? So I'm hearing a lot of I don't know what's going on with Jaquan Tartt, man. I'm hearing that he's going to miss a lot of time.
Yeah, he has turf toe.
That's good. Isn't that the same thing with Patrick Willis?
I don't know what Patrick Willis had that made him retire, but what I do know about turf toe is that it's not an injury that heals up fast. It takes a long time. And it was during last year against the Green Bay Packers where Tartt was last seen on the field and he suffered turf toe. He was also dealing with turf toe, in 2019. So it's not an injury where you put ice on it, and then also like the big toe and where the rest of the other toes, it's like a rip, and also it affects the bone. So it's not I'm expecting Tartt to miss a lot of time because turf toe, he's been lingering it for, quite a while. So I don't know how long, but I've been told that turf toe can heal up between a week. Sometimes it can take a month or so. So it's not fun.
No, I know it's a serious injury, but I think that was the same exact injury that made Patrick Willis first forced to retire.
Yeah. Yeah, turf toe is not a joke. Any type of injury is not a joke. I was telling First Takes that about 5 years ago, I suffered a high ankle sprain. And I wasn't playing football. I wasn't playing any sports. I was walking and I was running, doing some, cardio. and I stepped on it very wrong, and I've never felt such pain in my life. I thought it was just like an ankle because I've had many like little ankle injuries, nothing serious. Put some ice on it, a few days, and you're all right. A high ankle sprain, it hurts like hell. And then, so for a month, I had to wear a brace. I had to walk, like very slowly, and it's not fun. So that's all I can say about, high ankle sprain, turf toe injuries. They're not fun.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's one of the more painful injuries. I mean, I've had multiple ankle injuries before, but not like to an extent to where I actually had to get surgery out of it. Like the time, like it wasn't even non-football contact. It was no contact or nothing. Like it was just me just getting something at Walmart. And I guess I was too excited. And I guess my enthusiasm got the best out of me. And I guess the way I landed awkwardly, I just felt a pop. And then I just like, from right there, they told me it was a fractured fibula or something I suffered. And they said it was going to take a long time for me to recover. And yeah, a lot of the therapy and all the stuff, it takes a lot of the work to get better out of your leg, but it took me like months and months. They even told me that it could have took me a full year to fully heal. So they told me that that's what it was. Like it was like a serious injury.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've never had anything to where I've actually extended the injury like that, but I kept pushing pretty hard to get back to my feet to provide because I didn't want to miss. I didn't want to get behind people. I said, I'm pushing to get back to work. And I guess by that time, I only came back like 3 or 4 months later, but they just gave me like limited, like, like light work. Just wasn't the kind of, yeah. Some people would say I'm kind of like the Iron Man a little bit. Sometimes I don't like to miss any significant time. That's part of the Iron Man a little bit. Sometimes I don't like to miss any significant time. That's part of it. Okay, what are you gonna say, John Jay? I bet.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
What's up, Gavin? I was gonna see what John Jay was gonna say, and then we can talk to you after that, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was saying that our boy First Takes, he works at a job where he moves boxes and stuff, and he was on medical leave. He hurt his back, so for 6 months he wasn't working it, and he wasn't playing any sports. Like injuries happen not just in sports but in general life. So, but now First Take, he's back. He's going through a little bit of a mental issue right now, so I'm checking up on him. He's doing all right, which is good. So, but like I said, injuries are not fun. That's basically.
Yeah, injuries is no joke. It just had me forced to retire from playing, so it was more like I can't just be on the shelf anytime like that. I got to start helping and providing because a lot of the tough times are getting harder for me, so I can't just make it worse by just missing a lot of time. So my free time, what I invested was, had my good run playing this game, but it's time for me to step away and just be the better person. I just can't take any risk anymore.
Cool.
Also, what's up, Gavin?
What's up, CG?
What's up? I saw you at the Shardow's stream.
Yeah, I sent you the link on Twitter. Yeah, I DM'd it with you, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite funny that was. Quite funny it was. It was a good laugh. You should have called in, bro.
Yeah, the funny thing, what's the intriguing part about Shardell? When I was like just giving him a comment, he said he admired me or something like that. He said, "Oh, I like CG. I like CG. He's good. He's good. He subbed me up. He subbed me up."
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know if he was dead serious or he was just being sarcastic.
Was he in the chat when we was talking about him getting recognized?
Yeah, I just commented him on the chat because I didn't know he had a channel. So you put me into the link and I just went into the comments. Yeah, Ultimate Report. You ever heard of this Shardell?
Yeah, I know who he is. Basically, my mouth got me in trouble because Shardell, he said something which I disagree with because he was saying that people in Oakland hate Stephen Curry because they're playing in San Francisco, which is a little bit kind of disrespectful. people
take
in
it more like art, though. It's only sports. I know. You want to be serious, but maybe you shouldn't take it so serious. Just be like art about it, just laugh it off. Maybe John Jay.
Well, I'm not saying Chardell is a horrible person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. Like, how can you attack an entire city of people, which I don't know if, he's ever been to Oakland, because I don't know who he is. I don't know where he lives, but I know a lot of people from Oakland. I live in
Great America.
So, what?
Works in Great America.
Great America is in the San Jose area.
Yeah,
It's right down Levi Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where he works. Right, we were talking about it last night. Like people, right, asking for selfies. They do right when he's working in Great America because they recognize him off the corn phone.
I mean, he's got his own personality. I mean, I just didn't know who he was until I started like hearing his name pop up by Grant, and then I started like hearing more about him.
That's why I saw the corn phone. That's where I saw him.
I just thought it was kind of cute the way he said it, like, "Oh, CG, yeah, I was talking about it. Oh, he's in my chat. He just leave me a comment. He said he subbed me."
He was beaming about that. He was fair plays, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess he kind of watched. I guess he might have watched some of my content. I guess if he's talking about it.
I've seen you on the corn phone. He watches the corn phone, doesn't he, as well? I've seen you on there as well, because you called on there, haven't you?
Yeah. I haven't been on the cone phone for a while, to be honest. Yeah.
No disrespect to you, CG, right? Because I know you played doing offensive line and that, but I didn't know who you was before you called in the cone phone either. And so I'd be interested because I know barely anything about what you did and what your career was. So if you want to fill me in with that, I'd like to hear it.
Well, I'll tell you where I played the game of football for a long time, but
tell us where it started.
I played defensive line in the beginning of my playing days. And then as I got to the end, like close to the end of my career, I had to switch up to offensive line and play multiple positions. So
what teams did you play for then?
I played in my high school for those 4 years. And then I played semi-football for quite a while. And then injuries just started to play a factor to me. So I just had to retire from it because I didn't want to have any long-term damage to it, and plus I don't want to get behind the bills. So it was kind of like, if they were paying me to play, then it's different, but we don't get paid for this.
No, of course not. You don't. You're not allowed to, are they?
Yeah, no, we don't get paid to play this game, period. It's like semi-football. All you do is you pay your fees and then you just go travel with the team, but I don't got that kind of money to do that no more. So it's like, man, if they were just paying me by the weekly or something like that, then I'd do it, but nah. I had to step down and just say, I can't do this no more.
What's up, I mean?
What's up, Butters?
You saw my video.
Yeah, I saw the one with Awesome Kid, man. He was talking about how you were throwing his video in.
Like, that shit has me dying even though I made it.
Well, hey, Butters, let me give you a better advice, man. Work on your Photoshop a little bit better, man. No offense. I mean, you put the square part.
Bro, Awesome Kid's Photoshop is worse.
I know, but I'm just saying, like you see how some do the Photoshop correctly, right? I mean, I'm not saying it to be harsh or nothing. I've seen a lot of people do Photoshop kind of like worse than you, or maybe a little bit like the same way. I don't know, dude. Like, you're just taking a picture of that square, like that Cold Raven one. Okay, like the Cold Raven picture just seemed like, come on, you could have tried to figure out a way to crop his head off or something.
Same thing could be said about the Awesome Kid thing. Actually,
let's be honest. He's probably still a young kid. He's probably still learning how to do these little crops.
I'm not counting it. I'm not counting it out. That actually could be Awesome Kid because he didn't show his face when we asked him. We even showed our faces on my live stream, and he didn't show his face.
Dude, I think he just doesn't want to show his identity. I think you might have did it. I don't know. Maybe you might have exposed him, and maybe he just doesn't want to show himself.
Well. First of all, I only got that picture from YTC. It's from one of his friends.
So wait, are you gonna? So what's the next exposure guy? Are you gonna expose that Bane guy or something?
You expose my sheep.
I know what Bane looks like, but I'm not gonna address his ass. Mini 14 has more heart than that Bane person.
Oh yeah, Mini 14 comes around on your I don't know if he ever comes to your streams or not.
Yeah, him and Giants Nation had an argument about the Packers.
Well, the only thing with the Packers is if Rodgers could really shake the rust off of missing time, maybe he'll be able to. But I don't know, man. That's just going to be a question mark right there. Like I know a lot of people are picking Green Bay to win.
All these Packers fans be like, "Oh, if he didn't want to be there, he would have sat out." I mean, it's kind of similar to what Russell Wilson. When we thought Russell Wilson was going to get traded, it was reported by many news sites that Russell Wilson was not happy in Seattle. But the thing is, the team didn't want to trade Russell Wilson, just like the Packers didn't want to trade Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. I had a feeling that Rodgers wasn't going to hold out. I said, dude, he's going to show up at some point. He's a veteran, so maybe he's just getting one of those little, what you call, some veterans don't usually like to practice as much, so they'll come when they have to come. But I'm not underestimating the fact that you guys got Rodgers back. I'm just thinking maybe he might just be a little rusty, so he might have to shake off the rust in practice and get.
Bro, they're not even playing him at all this preseason, from what I heard.
Still got to practice and get some chemistry with the receivers. I mean, sure, you got Devontae Adams, but then you got to work with chemistry again with Cobb. So this would probably be an easy transition.
Or Randall, if Randall Cobb was in his prime, then maybe. But I don't think Randall Cobb is that good anymore.
Well, he was decent when he was with the Cowboys. If he can get some kind of production like that, then maybe. But I don't think he's even the same guy. He's not even the same level like he used to be. So, John Jay, man, so what's your take on the preseason? What you're looking forward to?
I just want to know how coaches in general, because no one's talking about this, how they're going to manage the dress rehearsal game, because usually there's always been 4 games. Game number 4 has always been the trash game. Nobody cares about that. I was always, waiting for the game number 3, because that's when the starters play. That's when everything, goes all out. So it's going to be about how they manage, how the coaches are going to do the dress rehearsal game, how many players are going to get the reps that they need, and it's going to be a very tough thing. That's why the 17-game schedule is idiotic. But the players ask for it, so it's their fault if they're still complaining about it. But you have to know how you're going to manage it, because here Trey Lance is going to need all the reps he can, and if Kyle Shanahan plays it wrong, and he gives Jimmy the normal reps and a lot of reps in that 3rd game, that's going to just be idiotic, in my opinion. So we'll see how they manage it. Hopefully I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm just more intrigued by seeing how Trey Lance will do. I mean, he's looking good in practice, so I want to see how he does in an actual game where he'll get pressured by NFL defense. So whether it's second string defense or some starters here and there, I just want to see what Trey Lance could do.
Hey guys, I made a deal with the Bears fan base that if Justin Fields plays good on Saturday, I'm making an apology video.
Which Bears is it?
Justin Fields.
No, but which Bears player? Fan.
Not only the fans, the people that have been saying that, oh, you only hate you hate it on Justin Fields.
Well, in a way you did, because I seen your old videos that you had and then you deleted them. I'm like, what the heck, bro? You're flip-flopping now? No. Like, seriously. Like, if you guys didn't know Butter's channel then, dude, you would have seen him bashing about, oh, Justin Fields is going to be a draft bust. He's going to be like another Dwayne Haskins. I didn't know, bro. I was like, okay, man, if your team drafts him, don't. I remember I did tell you that one time, bro, and you're just like, you just said, nah, we're not gonna get him. We're gonna get Mac Jones. And I told you, don't be upset. Remember, I told you, Butters, don't be upset if you do get Justin Fields. Did I say that?
Yes.
So I told you that, right? I told you, don't be upset if you get Justin Fields, and I told you I hope to see that same energy, but you switched that energy, man. So in my prediction, so in my prediction, so in my prediction, I was correct about those picks. I said we were gonna get Trey Lance from right there. I said that it wouldn't surprise me if the Chicago Bears did draft Justin Fields because of the mistakes they had in the past with the quarterback. So maybe that's what I said, and then it came down to that. And I said Mac Jones would be a better fit with the Patriots, so I was right about that part too.
Nah, I have a feeling he would have been a better fit on the 49ers.
Dude, that's like another Jimmy G.
Fields, and we wouldn't have had to trade our future away for him either.
The point is, we could just trade Jimmy G by then and just have the other guy play, but it would be pointless. Let Trey Lance learn, and then we'll be good.
Trade Jimmy for what? Jimmy's worthless.
Jimmy's just a porn star. I'm just playing.
Trade him to the Bang Bus.
Hey, what's up, Anort?
I know.
Yo, what up, guys?
What's up?
Nah, I'm actually just trying to get into all these streams and everything before the season starts. I'm gonna pretty much be silent during the regular season, so I gotta.
When it's the regular season, CG, these live streams are gonna be lit.
Yeah, they will be.
They are, especially the reactions too. But the streams are like the tough one. I don't know if I'll get more of those stream reactions, but we'll see. I plan on going to I want to see if I can get the ticket first. But if it goes as planned, I'm going to go to the 49ers versus Cardinals game, which is at Levi Stadium. So I'll see if I go down.
Hey, CG, while you're at it, find a little kid and say, "Hey, I saw Awesome Kid."
I don't know about that, but I'll see about. Oh, okay. So I'll make a joke suggestion about it if you want to go that way.
Yeah,
I'll just say I'll play a joke and say, "Hey, I saw Awesome Kid at the Levi Stadium." Oh, damn! Guess that's how big he is. I just play. I don't know, dude.
Hey, we call Awesome Kid jockstrap around the Fisk unit.
Jockstrap, but I thought they just call him Rainbow.
Yeah, we're changing the name to Jockstrap.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, I mean, I've been catching a little bit on Fist's streams every now and then, but it's just I've been super busy. But we got JC Eagles talk, man. Huge shout out to him. He's a good Eagles bid maker. I mean, he's up and coming. Him and Bird Gang 31 are like those new up and coming ones I've heard of. Ultimate Report, you should definitely collaborate with Eagles Talk and quite a few other Eagles bid makers that I suggested them to subscribe to.
I almost forgot I'm collaborating with that sheriff.
Oh yeah, Ram Showcase. He's a cool guy, very chill dude. Like, I mean, he can really give you your expectation opinions, but this guy can be serious when it comes to his team. Very passionate guy. But as far as like
low key though, Aaron Donald might get suspended because of the fight he had.
There hasn't been no discussions of it. Like, it's kind of been like they dropped it.
I doubt it. Yeah, it's not a serious game where he got a lot of attention and stuff like that.
And plus the guy said it was the wrong guy too, so it's kind of hard to make a suspension case about it.
Yeah, speaking of dumb shit, did you guys hear yesterday NFL was making it illegal for you to taunt?
Yeah, I seen that video.
So that's a flag, right?
Yeah, I just wonder if like George Kittle, you know, like George Kittle has a signature, you know, that hand thing that he does on the first down. I wonder if he's gonna get flagged for that because they didn't make it obvious on what could be and what can't be. So I'm just
maybe a taunt is something like to where they taunt to an individual, like disrespectful, like, you know.
Yeah, there was that aspect, yeah, that they showed in the video.
What's up, like CG? What's up, fellas?
What's up, Eddie? No, but I think taunting it requires a disrespectful gesture, like when a guy catches the ball and he just throws the ball right into his opponent's helmet. That's kind of like a taunting.
No, but I think taunting it requires a disrespectful gesture, like when a guy catches the ball and he just throws the ball right into his opponent's helmet. That's kind of like a taunting. No, but I think taunting it requires a disrespectful gesture, like when a guy catches the ball.
Hey, who keeps getting that repeated part, man?
Not me.
It's probably the first tab. Like YouTube will play it in the background, and then StreamYard is going at the same time.
Yeah.
That's probably that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. But fortunately, I got to work tonight, and then I'm off the rest of the 2 days. And then following weeks, I got some interesting guests coming up. Especially tomorrow, I got the Cardinal Rule coming in, which I've heard of like the last 2 weeks about. So he seems like a nice guy.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah. Did you ever have that former player on your podcast?
Not until Wednesday, because I just got into a phone call with him about I talked with him 20 minutes, and he just wanted to know all about this YouTube type of stuff. He wants to eventually start his own channel in the near future, if that's what you want.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Yeah. You're not allowed to say it?
Oh, look.
Mike. Mike Rump. Mike
It's
Rump.
Jockstrap.
Oh,
It's
that's older.
Jockstrap.
Mike Rump, he was just I don't know, dude. I was just tagging any X-Niner players and see which one comes to respond. And as soon as I came to Twitter, maybe a day or two, he immediately responds and just retweets. I think he kind of liked the tweet, and then he inboxed me and say, "Hey, what would you want to do?" And then I just explained to him about it. And then he just said, "Oh, give me a call." And he just left his phone number to me. And then I just talked with him for about 20 minutes. And then he told me that he'll try to make his YouTube account just so he can get into StreamYard or something. But he said he'll have his son show him how to do it or something like that. Because he's kind of, because he played a long time. So it's in those technology days. Not all NFL players have that. But he said he's trying to figure, like he said, in the near future, he'll probably start his own thing in the near future. But I think he wants to give the StreamYard thing a try so he can build up some audio, get some people to remember what he used to be. But
yeah.
But no, he's a nice guy. Just for even talking with him with 20 minutes, he was taking it like a good serious hobby. He gave me his available time. He said, "Yeah, I'm available at this time. Then after that, I have to go coach for the Hurricanes." Which he does coach he coaches the secondaries.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, can you believe that? Can you believe that I'm actually gonna probably interview the Miami Hurricanes DB coach?
It's insane.
Nah, but dude, he could have been good. He said that safety was more of his natural than it was corner. He was just asked to play cornerback because it was Barry Stack at Miami.
Can I drop a dime on Awesome Kid?
What?
Man, if you don't get clean the guy's jockstrap, I'm gonna come in and get a belt and beat your ass. Now clean the jockstrap right, fucking jockstrap kid.
Hey, how about we get rid of this Seattle troll? Let's get everybody to trash this guy. This guy doesn't know how to talk his football. He's just a delusional troll. How about you put Seahawks kill the Raiders? Then it'd be better than that. Change it up to Seahawks kill the Raiders. Then I'll let you in, dude. I'm not letting it go in like that.
I think he changed his name.
Dude, it went from Seahawks rule, right? Wasn't it Seahawks rule? No, dude. Let's be straight up honest, man. We're not a real rivalry yet. Your rivalry, if you're a new fan, you should know that the Raiders are your rivalry. Your Broncos are the rivalry. So go do your history work. So don't try to act like those newbie fan base just because it's like a current rivalry. It's not even in the same discussion yet. So if you're not the Rams, then you're not a rivalry to us. Sorry to say, no team in the NFC West division is a rivalry than the Rams. So I give zero damns about Seattle because they're not like, you guys kind of dominated us for many years, so we can't consider you guys as a rivalry like that. We got to build up our own. We got to build up something to where it's meaningful. So I gotta say the Rams are big time rivalry.
But I'd
Bro, the
say
Seahawks. Sorry about this, Eddie, but Seahawks fans are kind of annoying.
Yeah, they're trying to act like Raider fans, bro. Come on, you're not Raider fans. Grow up.
In the UK,
Quit being
right,
like
in the
Yeah.
UK, it's just Seahawks fans everywhere. Everyone's a
Yeah,
Seahawks fan in the UK. It's sad.
it's like
Pathetic.
it's like some of the fans like they just need to go back to their regular team.
Yeah, but
This
okay,
is
man.
why. This is
Like I
why.
said, yeah, I have no problem with the Rams yet. But see, the thing with Seattle fans is like you got a lot of these newbie fans that just try to act all this Raider-ish. They forget that a lot of your fan base is considered classy fan base. They don't come in disrespectful fashion.
And
Oh yeah,
speaking of sports, last live stream, me, YTC, and Giants Nation was in there. We asked Awesome Kid, what are his top 5 running backs? He said Derrick Henry and Chris Carson, and we had to stop him right there because he had Chris Carson over McCaffrey, over Saquon, over Kamara.
But let's make a fair argument about Chris Carson. It's just if he can stay healthy, I would maybe put him in the top 7,
Exactly.
top 7 or
yeah.
top 10.
I would trust me. I would not put him in top 5.
Maybe
Yeah,
top
but,
10. Maybe top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
I think that Chris Carson doesn't have anything elite traits. Like he's very tough runner, good backfield, catching and stuff like that, hustler, very physical, but he's not an elite trait guy. There's no busting an 80-yard run like a Raheem Mostert or something like something special about him, like a physical trait that makes him elite. That's the only thing I have against Chris Carson. But other than that, he's a damn physical runner. Like he will run. Whew.
No, I mean he's a bell cow running back that just can't stay healthy. I mean I've said it to plenty of Seattle fans before. I say, yeah, Chris Carson's a hell of a good back. It's just he can never stay
always
healthy.
get hurt too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't
I mean,
Carl side work out for the Seahawks?
Hey, don't you know the name Chris Carson? Don't you know the name Chris Carson sounds like that Casper movie, the one where that kid is?
Yeah.
he gets fragile. Like Casper, he's like the ghost. Like him.
I mean, I think the last fragile player we had was on a Super Bowl team like Percy Harvin.
Yeah,
that guy couldn't stay healthy,
and he had attitude problems in the locker room, for what I heard.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. Percy Harvin was a good wide receiver because I remember watching him ball out in Florida.
Yeah, he was more like a do-it-all type of receiver. Like he could even do these jet sweep type of plays and throw in some deep passes. And this guy was gonna put a top on the defense too. So
I mean,
there was a lot.
I was shocked he torched the Broncos defense in that Super Bowl.
Well, if people remember correctly, Harvin was a pretty good returner when he went to the NFL too. So he had some good returns. So there was no doubt in my mind that he was a good receiver.
But I guess back then it's like, well, when Peyton was on the team, it's like the Broncos just had the number 1 offense.
Yeah, they did, and it was kind of like weird how that defense just exposed them. But man.
Yeah, first play of the game was safety.
Hey, man, it's kind of like, you know what, man, the Hall of Fame in today's NFL, it seems like a tragedy when it comes down to Hall of Fames. Like, when is Roger Craig going to ever get inducted, man?
Bro,
No disrespect to Terrell Davis, but you should have never got into the Hall without Roger Craig going in first. Just my opinion.
Let's not talk about the NFL Hall of Fame. They wouldn't shock me if Phillip Rivers made it into the Hall of Fame.
I don't know, dude. I've kind of said it pretty clear to like Eddie and quite a few other Seattle fans. I just don't see you guys as a rivalry. It's not like in that same kind of like. It's not like a game where like you guys have actually played a fair, even playing field where we played like competitive. To me, that's kind of like it's a lopsided side between you guys. It's got to be to work. It's got to be kind of like the Steelers and Ravens type of rivalry. It doesn't like you can see how they both go even at each other, right? Doesn't really.
I would say the Cardinals give almost everybody problems in our division.
Yeah, they're sleepers. But when it comes down to our rivalry in our division, it's the Rams. Like we always seem to like it's always more of an even playing field with the Rams. Like it doesn't matter how good or bad we are, we still give the best out of each other. Seattle, it's kind of hard to make it a rivalry. It's got to be consistent. It's got to
49ers
be.
just
It's
breaking
got to be
news.
It's got to be consistent with the amount of game. Like okay, we haven't like fared well against Seattle, so it's hard to like make it considered. But I guess in some ways, a lot of you guys consider a rivalry. I don't look at it as a rivalry. It's got to be like an even way, like an even kind of like a way where it's kind of like you win. Like you kind of have to like the division's got to split up more, and it's got to be more to where it comes down to the playoffs too. We've seen the Steelers and Ravens do it in the playoffs, right? Like multiple times. We only did it one time, so I'm just thinking that it needs to go into that route. Maybe kind of like the Cowboys and Niners rivalry, kind of like where it goes to the NFC Championship, winner goes to the Super Bowl type of thing. We only done it one time, so that's only one time. I still want to see. I want to see some glimpse of that. I want to see another of those type of playoff games, but we got to wait and see.
Yeah, just like Cowboys and Eagles. Well, that's another good rivalry.
Yeah, it's a hateful rivalry because they don't like each other. You got the Giants too, but I want this rivalry to develop with Seattle and the Niners, but it just hasn't been like as developed as some people would hope for. You know, there's a difference. Like,
how much longer does Russell Wilson have to make it a rivalry?
It's got to be to where we play an even game where we beat them in certain occasions.
No. I get that, but how long do you think Russell will play good to make this a future rivalry now that Lance is here? Like, how long do you think Russell Wilson will keep playing for Seattle to make it competitive against each other?
Well, since he's 33, maybe 5 or 6 years in him, and then he'll probably retire.
Okay, so it could still be a rivalry. The way you're talking about it, like it's a heavyweight match between a Tyson Holyfield type. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or something more impressive. Just, it has to be, everybody says it's the best rivalry in NFL type stuff.
It's got to sting for both. It's got to sting for both sides. Like, because Seattle's had the most out of us, so I wouldn't say it's a rivalry. It's more like you guys only had the only time we ever had our defeat. I mean, our win against you guys. That playoff spot was the only one that kind of got us there, but that's just the beginning. It's gotta develop more to where it gets to an even playing field. It's got to be very even to us.
I would argue that NFC Championship game, though, was rigged for us to lose. And I normally don't say that about our team, but I really think that was a really full of shit game. Like, Navarro obviously ripped it out of Homeboy's hands. He got his leg ripped, and you still didn't give us the ball. Not only that, but it was a lot of stupid calls, no holding penalties that were going on. It was just like there's even a video on YouTube about it that it was rigged. I know we're not crazy for thinking that we think this way. It wasn't even made by a 49er fan either. It was made by a Saints fan, that video. So it's
there's a lot of like controversial. When you look at the Ravens and Niners Super Bowl, there was a lot of rig on that too. Like, come on, like,
that was rigged for our side, So it's like I didn't want to win that Super Bowl if it was rigged that way, anyways. And the way I thought of it was just like, man, like that Super Bowl pissed me off.
And I will say this, like, I still say like. A lot of those fans that were throwing garbage in Navarro Bowman, like, they should really be banned from the stadium just for doing that.
I love that they did that. I need football to not be sensitive. I don't want anything being sensitive. Like, hell no. We gotta stop the PC culture. We need to play football here. It's supposed to be the play. Like, this ain't ice skating. Like, nah. It better be rough.
No rinky dink.
Yeah, you know what's even crazier for that situation is like Navarro Bowman has no harsh feelings with Seattle, but it's just he has that though. Mm-hmm. But in the interview he did say that they asked him what was the team he hated the most, and he just put Seattle on top for some reason. He just said because of that time he got
like threw
That's
trash.
the team I hate the most, boys. I've only been supporting.
But he said
really
no. But he
following
said
the 49ers a couple of years, so that's the team I
but
hate
he
the most. I hate the Seahawks the most.
no. But he said it like he had no
That
issue
single
with it.
event.
No, but he said he had no issue hating with them in the beginning. But when he saw how those fans were throwing stuff at him, it just kind of gave him a different hate towards that team.
Yeah, I just enhanced it, and it was just like, man, all right, you guys want to be this way? I'm gonna hate you guys forever now.
This Seattle. Oh, wait, Butters.
I learned English. What do you know?
Team I hate in the NFC West would be the Rams.
This guy's a Seahawks fan, so he hates the Rams, I guess.
Yeah, for me, I just my number one will always be the Cowboys. I think they're just the complete opposite of a Niner. It's like they're just completely opposite of us. Like one's red, one's blue, one's silver, one's gold. You guys are cocky Southern. Yeah, I mean, I know, but everything they represent, I just fucking hate. Like,
and the American team,
you got
the American team bullshit. It kind of just makes me feel like it's a sign of disrespect. Like some other team should claim it.
But I will say, like, at least you guys have been to the NFC Championship, and Cowboys haven't been there in like over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
See, even for a Seattle fan, he knows this rivalry isn't good. So that's coming from an actual Seattle fan that would know the difference. Like this is a lopsided.
Well, it died down after that Harbaugh era, and it barely got picked up in 2019. But 2020, it made it go downhill again. It was because of Jimmy, thankfully, like being an idiot, so we can get Lance now. But it's whatever, man. I just can't wait to watch football already, dude. I need to see Lance torch it now. Like,
This weekend, let's go.
Oh,
it's gonna be insane.
When do you guys have your first preseason game?
This weekend.
Saturday.
This Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we got our Saturday too.
Yeah.
Nice. Who you guys playing?
The Raiders. We traveled to Las Vegas.
You guys lucky hate the Raiders.
Hey, why not that Seahawks troll just put Seahawks will kill the Raiders? Come on, man. That would be more kick ass.
See, I'm trying to figure out who I hate more out of the Raiders and the Seahawks for me personally.
Sorry.
Well, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to choose on what to hate, but if you have to go through fan base that just show no sign of respect, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's quite a few good fan base of the Raiders that are cool people, but they make themselves look bad. So if you're talking about fan base perspective, yeah, Raiders are like the Raider fans are like at least up on the top of when it comes to very least classiest fan base because they take that shit to the core.
Do you know what team I really hate? And there's just no reason for it. I just hate right, the Philadelphia Eagles. Right, they suck. I just want to say.
Their fan base in general kind of gives their fan base a bad look. But if you had to make a comparison between Raider fans and Eagle fans, who are the very disrespectful fan base? If you had to choose,
look
Raiders
hands
down.
You ain't even seen what the Eagle fan base are, dude. Like I've seen some crazy stuff compared to that, but I think the Raider fans come up to mind because I've seen a lot of these crazy. Dude, like if you wear Niners gear, they get all pissed off and they want to start shit with you for no reason. Kind of stupid.
Oh yeah, because you know how Eagle fans are when if you like go in their tailgates.
Yeah, but I know Cartman will agree on this one. He would think the Raider fan base are the worst. Would you agree on that, Cartman? That the Raider Nation fan base are the worst when it comes to the classiest? He'll probably even say it.
I mean, now because I know you said like. To all the Niner fans, let's say I came down to Levi Stadium. It's like, because it's like you say nobody will mess with me wearing Seahawks out there.
Well, as long as you don't start jabbing or trashing them, I think they might just that's what you as like giving you a hard time. But as long as you don't respond to them or nothing or don't even bother with them, then I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't think the Norteños think you're Sureño, so I don't think nothing as far as gang related. That would happen like a cowboy. But like a normal fan, I don't think so.
I've seen a couple fights, but it's usually the ones that always try to like trash them or try to retaliate them. So that's the only way it starts. But if you just
If you just come as an opposing fan and just mind your own business and not even bother with them, then they won't even hesitate to mess with you anytime. It's like I've seen a couple of those people go at each other, but sometimes they have to choose to ignore them. So it's like, yeah.
Just ignore them and keep on and just keep moving.
Redemption.
He's a Patriots fan.
Yeah, well,
I
there's
had
just a lot
a
of
buddy
different...
betray me on a game, and he was a Philadelphia Eagles fan. He was.
But you get a lot of these kind of stuff. But if you come to Levi Stadium, I mean, just expect some of the fans just expect some of them to trash talk you, but they're not gonna. I don't think they'll do anything personally.
They're not gonna hurt you.
As long as you show the respect to them, they're gonna be cool with you. It's like I've seen a couple different fan base come here, and they like as long as you're not one of those guys that retaliates, and they're not gonna mess with you. They'll just give you a little hard time and maybe trash here and there, and all you gotta do is just like not even bother with them yet. I mean, it just depends on how they see it, you know. Like, hey, if you wear Seattle gear, ooh, they're probably just gonna look at you and say, "Oh, this guy's wearing Seattle. Oh, let's say this and all that." No, that's just all. That's the intentions. But if you just do what you do best and not even interact with them, then you're good.
Or what about at the tailgates?
Oh, dude, they won't do nothing in the tailgate. They'll probably be okay with it. They'll probably say, "Hey, have a tailgate with us. We'll talk football or something." They had a couple different fan base. Like there was quite a few different fan base we had in tailgates that were even Cowboy fans, and we didn't treat them no different.
I mean, if you came to Seattle, it's like nobody's really gonna mess with you if you walk down the tailgate alley with your Niners gear.
Well, that's on my bucket list. Maybe I'll go down to Seattle one day just to go watch my team play against the Niners. I mean, watch my team play against Seattle with Seahawks.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah.
I got it all mixed up in my own head.
Trust me, if you come to Lumen Field, like 9 times out of 10, everybody's gonna welcome you with open arms. But but I will say, like, yeah, you'll have that maybe one fan that'll just come by and start stuff.
Oh, well, see, okay, so my bucket list, okay, I'll see if, like, I want to attend to the Seahawks stadium with my Niner gears and then try to watch the Niners play over there. And then go all the way to SoFi Stadium, too, and go check out the Niners play there. Heck, if I even have the free time in the world, I'll probably just go down the Cardinal Stadium just to go watch my Niners play down there, too. So it's like...
Yeah, you guys will definitely take over that stadium.
I just don't know about going to Las Vegas. That would be the hard one because there's just too many fights. There's too many fights down there. There's too many fights. I don't even want to take that chance. I mean, no offense. I got respect for their fan base, but I know how they can be. They can get a little too hardcore and too crazy. I know how to be smart on that problem.
So, John J., I got a question for you.
Yep.
Wait, but who was this Green Bay fan? Was he ever doing anything wrong? Maybe he just wasn't just. Sure.
I just want to see some football. Maybe, who knows? I wouldn't think he would start anything just by watching.
I think the only Green Bay fan I can think of that lives down that area is a guy named Aaron Baker. That's the only one I could think of because he's from there. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, John J., right? What's your thoughts on Kyle Juszczyk, right? And how would you like to see him used more in the 49ers offense?
My thoughts on who?
Kyle Juszczyk.
Kyle Juszczyk?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk is not a typical fullback. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can become a wide receiver. He can also block. You know, he can play the tight end, type of formation. So he's a different type of fullback, and that's why the 49ers have him, because Kyle, just like his father, they rely on the fullback for an extra blocker for different types of play situations. So that's the reason why I'm huge on Kyle Juszczyk. But as you look at the rest of the NFL, there's not so many fullbacks. So it really shows you why, Juszczyk is not just a typical fullback. He's a Swiss Army knife. That's how I see it.
You see Josh Hockett, who've been watching him play?
Oh, I saw Josh Hockett played at Fresno State. If you're talking about that other fullback, I mean, he was a running back too. He was playing a little bit of running back at Fresno State.
Good.
So this guy was a wrestler too. He was
Yeah.
a wrestler in that program. He attended the high school, which is not too far from my in-laws. Like Clovis High School is not too far off. But yeah, this guy's exceptionally good. I would have thought, hey, if we would have let Juszczyk go, we probably would have just developed this kid. I like this Josh Hockett guy, but hey, we kept Juszczyk for a while, so it's not going to happen with Hockett.
I see.
Well, did
I
you
see. We released Alden Smith.
You release Alden Smith? Damn.
Yep.
Was he in
Yeah,
trouble?
'cause-
Passed the drug test or something?
I don't know. I mean, I guess they try to make room. Yeah, so I guess maybe it's a good chance we're bringing back KJ Wright.
I mean, cutting
I know
Alden
he-
Smith.
Yeah,
Cutting
I
Alden
mean,
Smith didn't seem much of a surprise because I thought you guys would have kept him on the roster.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, did you see in the training camp, CG, right? Juszczyk had a maintenance day, and Josh Hockett had 6 targets he did.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand is like Juszczyk was gonna get too much top dollars, bro. We could have just went cheaper and gave this Josh Hockett kid a chance. And I'll tell you what, it's not because I attended that college, but I've seen this kid personally, and he's a baller, bro. He's a baller. Like if you can utilize him just like the way we utilize Juszczyk, this guy would do it at a decent level, bro. He would have been solid. But
It was a good thing about
I'm pretty
Juszczyk
sure-
at the moment is his contract's
Yeah, I'm pretty-
low now and it's backloaded, like. Do you mean?
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty
he's out of
sure-
his contract.
I'm pretty sure if Hockett gets cut, I'm pretty sure a team that needs a fullback or something like that, they're probably gonna pick him up and make him a stud there. I think good.
I think you'll definitely get picked up.
Nah, Hokett's a beast, bro. I seen this guy at Fresno State, and he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns against Colorado State, and I was there. Got to watch
so
that
what sold
game.
him on me, right? Do you want, right? Bay Area Baller showed me a wrestling video of Josh Hockett, and he's wrestling this guy, right? And this guy is a weight division above him, right? And you can see the weight difference. He's massive compared to Josh Hockett, and Josh Hockett just manhandles him, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely, I'm a believer in Josh Hockett.
I think maybe they should convert the tight end at least. I mean, this guy should even make the team. He should be able to make the roster. No offense to Charlie Warner, but this guy's a blocker. He doesn't seem to showcase much of it. So what's your take on it, John Jay?
On Charlie Warner?
Yeah.
I haven't really gave it a lot of thoughts, on Charlie Warner.
I mean, there's just quite a few. I think his chances of making the team is going to be tough this year because we added a lot of tight ends. So it's like.
But Josh Hockett will probably make the practice.
Because I know,
squad, right?
I know the Eagles are still trying to get trades. And Zach Ertz is, like he say, he won't come to Seattle because I think we're starting to get overloaded on tight ends.
Zach Ertz is a beast.
Very unlikely we're going to get Zach Ertz because we got a lot of tight ends, so it's pretty stacked. But the one that's more intriguing is, like you take away, Kittle and Dwelly will probably either make the team for sure. That means Kittle's a lock. Kittle's a super lock, so there's no way he's going anywhere. So Ross Dwelly, it depends on Ross Dwelly. Like he might just be the number 2 or the number 3, so it depends. When it comes down to it, we got Michael Pruitt, which we picked up from the Titans. Jordan Matthews, we're giving him another look, but we're having him play tight end. So this is the one I'm looking forward to. I want to see if Jordan Matthews can showcase as a tight end. I want to see what he can do as a tight end.
I think Pruitt's out, isn't he? Didn't he have
he's been injured. He's been injured a little, yeah. But I don't think we cut him yet. We picked up Josh Perkins too.
Oh, hey, I got to run to the store, but I'll try to be back on later.
Okay, no problem, man.
All right. Hey, good chatting with you guys.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm only just going on for a little bit, maybe just for 2 hours, and that's about it.
John J, do you know who Josh Hockett is?
Who?
Josh Hockett?
Josh Hockett?
Hockett.
The fullback? The 49ers, the backup?
You been watching him in preseason?
let's see, I don't really know much about him. Like I did a video in February or March about him. There's not a lot I can say about him when I covered him. But one of the things, Kyle really likes him. So if Kyle likes him, that's a A+ for me.
Well, okay. If you guys want me to give you my scouting on this guy, since he went to college in the same, like in the local area, I'll tell you what he's all about. This guy was mostly playing a little bit of running back at Fresno State, and he was like that kind of guy that would run into the goal line and score touchdowns. Like if they needed a short goal line, this guy would score a touchdown. He was a good receiving back too. Like there was like even for poor quarterback plays, because Fresno State had some terrible quarterback plays there, but he was still able to catch passes off the backfield, and he was a very effective runner. Like there was times where he did make some big away run plays, but when you throw him the ball off the backfield, dude, this guy's hard to tackle. And I got to watch him up close, a little bit up close at the game. I seen him played against teams like Sacramento State and Colorado State. He had touchdowns. Like I think his best game was against San Diego State, where he had three touchdowns, I believe.
Nice.
And he was a wrestler too. He was a college amateur wrestler. This guy was a beast, bro.
Have you seen him wrestle?
Dude, I did amateur wrestling. Dude, I've done amateur wrestling also, but this guy was an amateur wrestler.
Have you seen him wrestle? Have you seen him with your own eyes wrestle?
No, but I've heard about him. Because, I mean, he's from the local area, so I've heard about this kid. This kid was the one I was...
Bowler next. You know Bay Area Bowler, don't you? Yeah? You know Bowler?
Oh, that kid, Josh Hoke, is a baller, bro.
No,
I would have thought, hey, I would have thought if we weren't going to keep Usyk, I would have been okay with giving Hoke a chance. This guy's a baller, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yes. He's the future. He is, I think.
I know it sounds homerish just to say it because he went to the same college as me, but if you watch this guy's film, he's really good.
Well, I don't really say preseason.
Yeah, I don't really say much about Fresno State players as much. You know, I don't say a lot about them, but this guy's good.
It's just whether you make the team, innit? Do you reckon you make it? Well, he's going to make the practice squad, right?
Practice squad, I think so, or unless the team can go pick him up and claim him, because there's probably going to be a team that wants a fullback and they might want to take him.
Maybe.
So, John Jay. So, John Jay, any updates on the 49ers, man? I've heard that we cut Kevin White.
Not really. Like I said, I haven't been doing my usual content. Like I said, I'm taking some time off because, you know, working and being a YouTuber is not fun because I'm not making no money. You know, like yesterday I saw Jay in the Bay. He got monetized. He got his super chat. So he's going to start making, you know, some money, which is good. So I have to take some time, you know, clear my head, you know, so I'm not working at the moment. But then starting this weekend, I'm going to be back with the content again. So I'm not really doing a lot of stuff. So I'm just using some pre-recorded stuff to upload. I don't think I'm going to make any more videos this week until maybe Saturday. So, you know, just taking some time, relaxing, you know, because once Saturday comes in, you know, you have the real live games and basically starting Saturday all the way to the start of early January. It's football. It's football season now. So now we're going to see the real stuff. All the talking is over. It's time to, you know, play some football. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyone's opinions about this, that. You know, we want the 6th ring, and then we want more rings after that. So for me, if Jimmy plays well, you know, like I said, I'm not a Jimmy guy, but I support him. You know, I know it's not the nice thing or the right thing to say because there are a lot of people who don't like that. But if Trey Lance beats him out, it's the NFL. So no favoritism. You're a fan of the team, not the fan of the name.
That's true. But, man, dude, that's the thing. Like, Jada Bay's getting monetized, quite a few of them, but I still have yet to reach up to that yet. So I don't know, like, man, dude, I thought for a second I was already like 4,000, but now it's like telling me the monetized part is like at 2,700 something, which doesn't make any sense. Like at first, you know, I'm like, how the heck am I not getting monetized on that part, man? I've been doing these streams a lot, so it's kind of been hitting off here and there, but kind of like ridiculous. Should have already got monetized with the 4K already, but it said on analytics. Which ones are the more important ones, the analytics part or is it the monetized part?
So basically, YouTube sent me 2 emails in June. The first one, they're changing their guidelines. The second email that I got late in June is saying that YouTube is going to start to review accounts. And if, say, a channel like a Rams Showcase, who says he has 2,000 subs and 10,000 watch hours, YouTube has become strict on what they consider 4,000 watch hours, because YouTube is a piece of work. I'm not gonna curse on your stream, but it's a piece of work. That's why I'm doing everything using publicly owned 49ers clips, and I make everything my own personal work. My logos are all personal. There's no Photoshop. There's no copy and paste 49ers logo. It's just like serious. They want you to brand your stuff, so your own personal logos, your own personal brand. They don't want you to take it, even if YouTube is okay using privately owned stuff. YouTube does care. So like Ram Showcase, you and other channels that have that, and of course the watch hours. If you get 4,000 watch hours, but it took you like 15 months, you have to start all over. So it's a BS system when it comes to YouTube. That's why I'm doing it organically. I got my watch hours. They're all organic. They're no BS. All my copy stuff, all my reports, whatever, I took them all down. Like I put a video of John Lynch on Sunday. 24 hours, I took it down because they said they're going to give me a copyright strike if I don't take it down in 2 days. So that is bull spit.
Yeah, I don't understand it, man. So this is gonna probably be a long journey for me to even reach up to that monetized, bro. I've been putting up some good content consistently, dude. Man, dude, that would be kind of like a crime if I don't even get monetized by the end of the year. I think I deserve the credit for all the work I put, man. I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of time to host YouTubers. I put a lot of time for stuff that I shouldn't have to do, but I do it because I love being here and it gets me away from all the issues that I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'll tell you this. Outside of YouTube, it's been a tough time. It's been hard days, but I've always found the positive side to get away from it, and it's been kind of like a pushing platform for me to express my opinions about my team and express the way how I feel as a person. But people may look at me and say I'm a piece of shit. I mean, excuse my language, but some people may look at me that way and say I am. But in reality, I'm not. I just have a different perspective of how I feel about the team, whether they like it or not. I've been criticized from a lot of the some of the videos I put, and they think I'm a piece of crap. And no offense to them, but I'm okay with that hate mentality, because you know what? I'd rather be honest about something. If I'm wrong, so be it. I'll admit that I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I don't want to just rub it off of people. I just want to let it be known that, hey, I was correct on certain occasions. When some people were hoping, like when I was picking Trey Lance, they were all on the Justin Fields train. I said, no, we're not going to get him. We'll get Trey Lance. And I was right about one thing. I said it wouldn't surprise me if the Chicago Bears got Justin Fields. I said the Patriots are likely going to get Mac Jones, whether they trade up or get him at that spot. And I was correct on that one. So if I had to choose which ones I was right about, those were the ones I was correct about. I knew from right there the Jets were going to get Zach Wilson. Everybody knew that the Jaguars were going to get Trevor Lawrence. Come on. It was no brainer.
Yep. Yeah, because one thing, about, the NFL that I know very well, very, very well, it's a biased business. I've had people like a few months ago talking about, that, the NFL, they, disfavored certain athletes. Like they gave Trey Lance and Justin Fields, horrible coverage. And they pushed Mac Jones to the 49ers so badly because the NFL, they're looking for the Tom Brady's, the Patrick Mahomes, the players that fit their mold. When you look at Super Bowl 50, what made more money for the NFL? Garoppolo holding that trophy with the Niners, or Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid holding that trophy with Kansas City. So you see the bias. You look at last Super Bowl. What's more better, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes holding that trophy, or Tom Brady, their golden child, with Bruce Arians?
I just get tired of Tom Brady, man. I think that's the problem with the NFL. Stop giving Tom Brady too many damn rings. Stop giving him a favorable schedule. This guy had it pretty easy with the Buccaneers. The COVID year, dude. This was a tough time for this team to even go all the way, bro. The road was easy
for himself. He makes it easy.
Dude, the road was easy for the Buccaneers.
A small contract and then just spreads all the wealth out between his boys, and he's just gone for the rings. All the best to him. I hope he wins another 2. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Tom Brady for many, many years was the best quarterback in the league, but he was able to take pay cuts every year.
Yeah, that's
why?
His wife.
Yeah, his wife. His wife makes more money than him. He doesn't have to play football. He doesn't have to play football. He also has more money with all of his investors. Tom Brady has a lot of investment. Derek Jeter has told him, buy the Marlins with them because he has the money. He doesn't have to play football. It's just that Tom Brady's arrogant, and he wants to prove everybody that he should have been picked first overall in the 2000 draft. He did a documentary. He did his own type of Netflix type of series, with his own promotion company.
It's on NFL.
It's like
.com. I've watched it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he deserves all the respect. At the end of the day,
he's a businessman. If you think about it, well, okay. The reason why Tom Brady is successful is because of one person, and they never talk about it, but it's obvious. Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
Leonardo DiCaprio dumped that broad, Michelle Buchant, and Michelle Buchant needed a rebound. She looked at Tom. Hey, he just won 2 Super Bowls by getting carried. Bam, got with him. Her net worth is like what, 600 million right now? I'm assuming 500 million right now. Somewhere around there.
Damn, that's foul. That's foul.
Like I'm telling you guys, if Leonardo DiCaprio would have wifed that girl up, Tom Brady before he got with Michelle never took a pay cut. If Leonardo DiCaprio would have just been a good family man, I'm not saying it's like I'm just being a little funny, but still, like, man, dude, you just wonder like, would you have taken a pay cut if Giselle didn't have that net worth? Because your contract is so low, it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna take a pay cut. And Uggs pays him a lot, and not to mention he sued the NFL whenever the holdout happened. Him and Drew Brees sued the NFL or the Players Association. Yeah, and they ended up getting a lot of money that wasn't disclosed either. So yeah, he takes a lot of pay cuts.
You know what could have made more sense for that NFL season? They should have just had the 49ers beat the Chiefs and then have redemption against the Buccaneers. I mean, have redemption and go against Brady. That would have made the most sense, but they have to screw that up.
Well, we could have had Tom Brady, but Kyle Shanahan said no, the stupid sod.
Technically,
I'm not really mad, though.
Technically,
I am.
We got 3 minutes out of it.
Technically, Bill Walsh drafted Carmazzi over Tom Brady, which was his last, So we can't blame Kyle, John, and all the other coaches after. We could have had Tom Brady if Bill Walsh, because he saw something in this kid who right now lives in north of the Golden Gate in a tiny farm with his little farm animals hiding because he was a horrible bust. But again, it wasn't his fault for the Niners to think he was really good. Even Steve Mariucci thought this guy Carmazzi. So, and then of course, when Aaron Rodgers, he played across the bridge, the Bay Bridge. I saw a lot of his games. He was a horrible quarterback in Jeff Tedford. The weird release, the weird type of play, and then he goes to Green Bay, and then he transforms into a really good quarterback. The 49ers, what's his name? Mike Nolan, who was the coach, chose Alex Smith because Alex Smith was the guy who is a yes man. Aaron Rodgers has always been a cocky dude who didn't want to take nothing from nobody. So they're like, oh, we're not going to draft him because we're afraid he's going to argue with the coaches, argue with me. So I don't want – look at Aaron Rodgers' career. He got a good situation. He landed at a really good situation. He's been an MVP quarterback. So it really shows you the 49ers, it's just the dumb things they did from 2000 to 2010. Horrible.
Yeah, these dumb decisions have to stop at this point. I hope Trey Lance gives us Super Bowls and more. I hope Trey Lance is the guy that does give us a Super Bowl win because we deserve it. We're long overdue. And this NFL league needs to stop screwing us over. Just saying, man. Those 2 Super Bowls alone those were winnable games for us at that point, but they had to make some stupid, dumb calls.
We just need to stay healthy and be consistent. That's the bottom line. Do you mean? But we can't be. Kyle Shanahan doing sucks with consistency and doing when it comes to winning games and seeing games out and winning consistently. Because his record just speaks for itself. No faith in him at all. Kyle Shanahan.
Well, no matter what, it's like it's not that I hate Tom Brady being on the Niners or anything. I just even if he would have came here and it was 2020 season, there was too many injuries for him to carry this team to a Super Bowl. And not to mention, it's like, yeah, he wouldn't have carried this team to a Super Bowl, but would you rather have gotten Trey Lance and possibly have another dynasty, or would you want a 3 to 4 year burn with Tom Brady with the injury-prone team? I'd rather have Trey Lance. I want my own guy.
I'd rather Tom Brady just retire for God's sakes, bro. You don't have to prove anything no more. Just quit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, nobody hates. Well, dude, you're gonna have your haters. So who cares? Retire, get it, dude. You already did. You're ruining the NFL. You're just ruining the NFL. Just let. It's Trey Lance's time. It's Trey Lance's time to shine and get that 6th Lombardi for us. That's what I'm caring about.
I just want my own guy. I don't want nobody from a free agency to come in here and get us the 1 Super Bowl for 3 years. I want a guy that's going to consistently every fucking year beat it in every team's fucking head that, it's the Niners, it's Trey Lance.
Yeah, but dude, I'm sick and tired of going to the Super Bowl and then not winning it. Let's just win the damn thing. Forget about being there. I don't get it. Like, it's kind of like a frustrating moment to be a fan. Like, hey, it's great to be in the Super Bowl, but let's win the damn thing for once. Mm-hmm. Or if not, just don't even go. Period. Don't even go to the Super Bowl. Period. If we're not going to win, just say.
Get to the playoffs consistently every year. That's what we need.
I mean, it kind of frustrates me and angers me a little bit. Like, hey, if you're going to be in the championship, at least win the damn thing. I don't take this. Hey, I'm happy to be there. No. Win the damn thing. The rest doesn't matter. Second place, my you know what? I don't really care for that. You win the damn trophy. That's what matters. We're here to win.
Yeah.
All the hard.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but all the hard times that we gone to this organization, we deserve to at least win a damn Lombardi trophy. But no, we got to always come up short in the last 2 Super Bowls. The Baltimore game was a little bit iffy. Mm-hmm. The Kansas City Chiefs, it was manageable. We could have just ran the ball.
I know. That's another thing. It was 6 minutes and 57 seconds. And then right there, that point of that final, something really happened. But, to be, mature about it, let's not talk about the final 7 minutes. But let's talk about the decisions. Deebo Samuel was doing really well running the football. The Chiefs had problems with his speed. So Kyle Shanahan decided to continue to hit the gas and start to throw the football. And, yes, it was working. But then you start seeing the incompletions, the bad, poor management of throwing the ball. If you watch the final 7 minutes, why was Kyle still attacking? You have a 10-point lead. You're having a miracle year. Deebo was doing really well running the football. He was almost 50 yards on the ground as a runner. So you start to question the decision. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, the question was Emmanuel Sanders his primary throw? Because when I saw Jimmy Garoppolo, drop back, he was looking at another direction. But then because the pass rush was attacking him, he looked up, saw Emmanuel Sanders and he popped the ball up in the air further than, than any throw that he has done. Because when he has thrown his deep balls, it's always landed at the point of contact, which you don't want to do that. You want the ball to be at a point of attack for a receiver. So he threw the ball of a point of attack, and Emmanuel Sanders was not ready for the point of attack because Emmanuel Sanders thought he was going to hit him on the stride.
He overthrew it, John.
So,
simple as he just overthrew it.
But that's the terminology for people who cover football like me. I coach football, so I tell you the terminology of the stuff when it comes to that. I think Jimmy's read was either guarded or the pressure got into him and he just flopped the ball up in the air. That's how I see it, because I watched that play and I don't think Jimmy wanted to throw the ball deep. So something was not right with that play.
Throw the ball deep. Jimmy never
See,
throws the ball deep.
the thing with Shanahan is like, dude, why stop on something that's working, dude? Just keep on running the damn ball, dude. It's like, I'm cool with the fact that we got to that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. We had an opportunity to close out that game. Ran the ball, run it with Mostert, run those jet sweeps with Debo. It could have been, that would have killed at least 2 or 3 minutes on the clock. It would have killed the entire time. And then by the time we get into field position, we can either kick a field goal or at least get in position to score a touchdown, and it would have been game over. But no, we had the pass. This is the problem with Shanahan, man.
Yes.
You had the opportunity to run with the ball and win that thing. We did it with Green Bay. We did it with Minnesota. I mean, why is it so complicated, Shanahan? Stop disgracing your father's legacy. Win a damn Super Bowl. Just saying.
Like in the off-season,
and I'm saying it out of
football.
Yeah, and I'm saying it out of respect. Like, dude, don't disgrace your father's legacy. Mike Shanahan won Super Bowls. You got to win one too. Don't be in the.
Mike Shanahan had a winning record.
Mike Shanahan had a winning record. He got 2 Super Bowls, and he's got a Super Bowl as an OC. So you got to live up to your. I mean, I know you're not going to be as good as your father, but at least try to win one damn Super Bowl. Just for the hell of it.
And then his father made Plummer, Cutler, and I forget the other quarterback. He made those quarterbacks who were average in the NFL really good quarterbacks. It shows you how his father, like, he didn't have like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady's. It's not about the quarterback. Like this is the thing. When it comes to the quarterback position, in the last 10 years, the quarterback has become the valuable piece to winning Super Bowls. But before, the NFL was it was about the running backs. But now you're seeing the transformation of the pass league. So you do need a competent quarterback. I bet you if Jimmy played, under Kyle's father, I think he would have been very successful. But because we don't play in that type of era anymore, that's why the pocket passers are not, valuable. And I get a lot of pushback by my supporters. No, the pocket quarterback is the quarterbacks that win Super Bowls. Well, Tom Brady's going to retire. Drew Brees just retired. I'm trying to look at any other pocket quarterbacks that are in the NFL. Even the non-pocket guys are able to move and run and scramble when they have to. So it's not the same no more. It's not the same no more.
Tom Brady will never retire. He is like the
dude. I don't want to sound harsh on it, but I just think this is it, man. Brady, just quit and just let the next guy take over. I mean, dude, what do you got to prove? You've been in this league for 2 decades, bro. It's kind of boring. It's like watching the same.
The Bucks are winning again. The Bucks are
It's like watching this over and over, bro. I am so sick and tired of Brady, bro. And nobody cares about the Bucks. The Bucks were a laughing stock before Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady was in New England. He did an okay year that year, but Tampa Bay, they had nothing, bro. They had Jameis Winston, and how many games have they won? They didn't do squat, bro. So all it takes is getting Tom Brady, getting all these players,
Tom Brady come like 4 or 5 players, as well,
and get all these players to come here. This is like the LeBron James All-Star move right there. He's pulling a LeBron James, getting everybody into Tampa Bay. Dude, I don't know. I think it's just nothing but all-star BS. Like, you get Antonio Brown.
You get Antonio Brown in Tampa Bay, man. That's crazy.
It worked, though. He played all right. He did last season.
I just hope AB is a cancer. I hope AB kind of causes drama with Tom Brady, and I hope Tom Brady loses his temper, and then the Buccaneers, and then the Buccaneers have dysfunctional locker room, and they don't go further after that.
No.
Then they
Tom
have that.
Brady will never let that happen.
That's the thing with Tom Brady. It'll never happen. But I'm just like
When he
hoping one day.
goes, who knows?
I'm just hoping that it comes down to that, to where you know how it tears down the locker room here. They point fingers at each other.
Yeah.
That's what leads to dramas. But I think with Tampa Bay, they're just stuck with Brady. Brady knows how to put the players in their own place, so he just knows how to like get these players to be serious.
He's an inspiration. People look at him as a role model. Look at him and how he's lived his life. Do you mean he's a perfect example of how an NFL player should be?
You play for him, you're gonna play for respect. That's the difference.
Yeah, do you mean? And that's how you should be. So it should be. You're playing for the badge. You're playing for the game. You're playing for your country, because American football isn't really played outside of America. So
John Jay, what would you put your Mount Rushmore if you had to put Tom Brady? Where would he be ranked?
Let's see. If I had to choose a Mount Rushmore and I had to put Tom Brady on it, it's going to be very difficult, because I think there are 4 other great players that should go there before him. You know, of course, Joe Montana, is the GOAT when it comes to the era that he played for, because Tom Brady, played in an era where quarterbacks were protected a lot. He also played in the division which the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets, could not develop a team to compete in that division. So you look back to Joe Montana, he played against some great teams in the NFC. There were really great teams in the NFC. All their Super Bowls were blowouts. No, there were a few blowouts, but there was a few where he came back from behind. Many of Tom Brady's early Super Bowls, he had to rely on the kicker to help him win. So it's very different when you compare the style. And he also had a really good defense in those 3 Super Bowls, and then it took him 10 years before he got back to a Super Bowl. 10 years, and it was because of Gronk, because Tom Brady loves the tight end. He's never had great chemistry with wide receivers. Let's go back to Joe Montana. Joe Montana had great wide receivers, and he had great chemistry with the wide receivers. So it really shows you the difference from the time when Montana and Brady played. So when you look at like Mount Rushmore, you look at the era. Of course, Tom Brady, his era, he dominated the quarterback position. If you look at the overall, Joe Montana did it better than Tom Brady in a shorter amount of time. And, he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he made that team relevant for the first time in many years. So that's my argument about, Mount Rushmore, quarterbacks, etc.
Yeah, that's where a lot of Patriots fans don't really quite get, man. Dude, come on. You never seen a guy play. Dude, Tom Brady's never played in a tough era. Come on. Lawrence Taylor would probably just cripple this guy. Lau Alzado would probably be charged with murder. He would probably be charged with murder just by knocking his head off. You got Reggie White, who would probably bury him in the cemetery. You got a lot of guys in the era that would have just killed Tom Brady. And Brady would have just been lucky to last a single down.
And then Mount Rushmore, boys. My Mount Rushmore, right? Kyle Juszczyk, the bus, right?
How about the rugby Rushmore?
Diesel, right? And like Nigerian Nightmare.
Okay, you just put your own Rushmore. Okay, if I had to pick a Mount Rushmore, for different players' perspective, okay, Jerry Rice would be on top because there's nobody better than him at wide receiver. You can make an argument at quarterback for Tom Brady, but Montana is up there. Montana would have to be up there. Then you would put Brady in between. Running back, running back Rushmore would be
Sanders.
Emmitt Smith. It would have to be Emmitt Smith for that time being, because I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, he benefited a great offensive line, but he still put the best record." So you would have to put him in Mount Rushmore. Tight end, Tony Gonzalez.
no doubt. I think he's one of the best tight ends, if not the best all time, hands down. Offensive line, Mount Rushmore. That's a really good one. But there's a lot of great offensive linemen, but they don't get much recognition for what they do over the years. So it's like, in my perspective of watching these players over the years, I've heard a lot of good things about this guy. I mean, even though he played for a bad, crappy team, I heard Anthony Muniz was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then and then you had a guy like Jake Matthews. Not Jake Matthews, but what was the other guy's name? The other Matthews, Bruce Matthews. He was good on a bad team. And then in the center, you had that. What is his name? The one from the Steelers. He was one of their best ones at the time, like in the 70s. And then you had for the Niners, you had St. Clair and all. Oh, Randall McDaniel was another one. Then you had Steve Hutchinson, quite a few good offensive line. Brian Waters and Willie Rope were good, and you had Will Shields. Those were good ones for the. I believe those were the ones from Kansas City that were good. But you had a lot of good offensive linemen back then. You had Walter Jones. I mean, he was a beast. There was just a lot. See, that's the thing about the offensive line Mount Rushmore. It's not going to be easy to pick either offensive line for that one because they don't get talked about. So it's like it's hard to even debate about it. So
I tell you what's coming out this week, right? Is the players top 100 players. Yeah, the players get the vote on the top 100. The top 100 players. It's released either this week or after the weekend. Something like that.
Yeah, it's about time.
I gotta watch those. Yeah, I gotta watch those. But yeah.
What's the bet? Nick Ball say it's the top 10 again, boys. Oh God. I mean, who do you think's gonna be number one?
Number one all time. I mean, number one in the NFL today.
After last season, isn't it? Because that's what they do, don't they?
Well, if they're going by rankings, it's gonna be tough on this one. But if I had to choose the number one line, it's just it's gonna be kind of questionable to say. But if we're going by now, I guess people would say Tom Brady, but he's kind of up in age, so I don't think they would put him at number one. I think they would put somebody like Patrick Mahomes at number one or Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald. Probably Aaron Donald. I gotta say it's Aaron Donald because if they're going by number one ranks, he was ranked number 99 in the Madden rankings and all kinds of stuff. He's been dominant for a while, so I think Aaron Donald might make the number one list.
It's the players' votes as well, isn't it? It's the players' votes.
I know it sucks. I mean, it hurts me to say it, but if we had to go with number one ranking, number one best player, it would have to be Aaron Donald, hands down, for this year.
But you can't choose players from Madden. Madden is a simulated video game. Last year, the number one, player for the 2019 season last year, Lamar Jackson was number one. So if I had to choose, a number one player, Aaron Donald is still up in the top 10. I just don't know where he's going to be. But I think, I think, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Josh Allen because Josh Allen had his best statistical year. He did it all. Like basically, that's what Trey Lance could be. That's why Trey Lance was picked because Kyle Shanahan, after that game against Buffalo, saw what Josh Allen. Plus, Josh Allen, when he was in college, he was the best quarterback coming out of that draft class. But somehow, the NFL pushed Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold up at the top. So it really shows you, when you look at the best, available players versus, who's going to go number one, teams never pick the best players from college overall. They just go with, we need a quarterback. And sometimes the quarterbacks are not in the top 5 or even in the top 10. So, but that's that's how it is.
To make a fair argument, Baker Mayfield was one of the best in college. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. He was easily the guy that people wanted to pick. I get that Josh Allen and quite a few others were kind of good too. But if you looked at the way Mayfield played, he had that aggressive style where he would just sling in the ball, not be afraid of it. It's the kind of guy you want to build your team around. So I wouldn't be upset about that fact. Not because I'm Oklahoma biased, but you would want to build your franchise quarterback with this kind of guy if he keeps his. I mean, he can build he can come from behind a little bit. So I've seen him play in Oklahoma where he's came from behind and won games. So
yeah, but he wasn't a number one pick. He wasn't even the third best quarterback. It was Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and then Josh Allen, and then Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. So you're an Oklahoma guy. I understand that, but really, he was not a number one pick. He was not a number one. Like every person had Sam Darnold going number one. Everyone, and then somehow in the final seconds, there was a rumor and reported that they were going to go with Baker Mayfield. What happened at that end of the process? What were the coaches looking that changed their mind in the final seconds? So I wouldn't say, I'm not saying Baker Mayfield is garbage, but to be a number one, who's done better in that draft class? Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So and then also the year before they already rebuilt good players. They also had the number 4 pick. So you look at all the other teams, that had the right pieces. Imagine if they would have chosen Josh Allen, and they also got Nick Chubb, the running back. It would have been probably a very different story. So that's just how I see it. So it's hard to like. The draft is like is hit or miss. Like one thing for sure is that this year's draft, Trevor Lawrence, we don't know what's going to happen to him because he's a really good quarterback. He's going to a team that only won 1 game last year. The Jets are the Jets, so I'm not going to say anything good or nice about them. The 49ers have the right pieces in play, and we got a quarterback, and it doesn't matter how people feel about it. We still have Jimmy. Jimmy's not perfect. He's not the best. Trey Lance is going to develop, and he's going to have a long career. That's only my own prediction. I'm not saying he's going to do this. I'm just saying he's going to have long. Justin Fields went further down. The Bears were a playoff team. They were supposed to pick number 20, and they jumped up. They have Andy Dalton, so Justin Fields doesn't have to be rushed. And, of course, Mac Jones went to the Patriots. That team should have been a playoff team, but they had 14 players that opted out, offense and defense. Cam Newton didn't get a preseason. We'll see what happens. So Mac Jones could have a good career with the Patriots because it all depends on where you land. But if you look at the top 3 quarterbacks, Trey Lance has a long career with the 49ers. That's my only prediction.
Okay, so my prediction is, I like to see that prediction. Trey Lance has a long NFL career with the Niners and wins Super Bowls. That's what I want. I want Super Bowl wins. No, forget about having the appearance. Just win. Just win.
Yeah. Because I'm tired of the last 4 years. Like in 2017, we lost so many games by 6 or fewer points. And then,
it was heartbreaking.
And technically, that team, even without Jimmy Garoppolo, if we were able to steal some of those games, it would have been a very different story. The good thing about Jimmy, and this is going to say, John Jay's going to say something nice about Jimmy. If Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get hurt, we don't have Nick Bosa. If Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get hurt this year, we would not have Trey Lance. So, yes, it's a silver lining. Like you don't want your quarterback, but what if Jimmy stayed healthy in 2018? Who would have Nick Bosa went to? And what if he was drafted in our division? That would have sucked.
That would have been terrible.
Trey Lance, what if the Niners, kept Jimmy and we would have had a better record? What if Trey Lance was drafted? Because the Seattle Seahawks sent a lot of people to Trey Lance. They did not want the 49ers, the Rams, or the Cardinals to get him. And they were also dealing with the Russell Wilson situation. So just imagine what would have happened. Or maybe the Rams, because they would have let Goff go. They say, hey, let's not get Stafford. We can do what the Niners did, get Trey. So just understand what the Niners have done. And you can hate Jimmy. That's your opinion. You have the right to. But just look at the players that we were able to get because of his injuries. And, I'm not trying to give any player a pass that gets hurt. So we should thank Jimmy, for getting hurt because we did get some quality players. So it's a dumb argument, that doesn't make sense. But in my head, just like the analogy of what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. I'm just rambling, right now.
Yeah, you know
Well,
what, man?
if Jimmy was good and he was healthy, he would be like Russell Wilson is. If he was good enough to win games like that. Russell Wilson doesn't have a Bosa. He doesn't have a Fred Warner. Yeah, sure, he got Bobby Wagner, but Bobby Wagner is not even the best right now. And he's been there for a longer time than most. Not saying he's longer than Russ, but the only kind of quarterback that can deal with a mediocre team is a Russell Wilson. Even Aaron Rodgers at a certain point had to deal with a mediocre team. That's what Jimmy would have had to have been for us to win those kind of games anyways. Yeah, Shanahan could draw it up, but I mean, it takes a quarterback to carry a team. And I don't think that even if Jimmy was healthy, he would have did anything, honestly. Maybe. But even let's just say we got an 8-8 season with Jimmy. I think everybody would still be mad at Jimmy, if anything, because they keep giving him the excuse of, well, Jimmy got hurt. Well, let's see what he does now. It's like, well, I mean, either he's going to play really good or he's not. Even if Jimmy is healthy, what year was it? 2018, right?
Yeah,
2018. Was our team good enough to win 8 games with Jimmy?
I think we would have at least won a little bit more than that if Jimmy was healthy.
Yeah, I don't know, because we don't have Debo on that team. Do we?
We have Carlos.
We don't have Debo for a security blanket. We don't have a very secure line at that time.
At the time, we had Garcon, who just couldn't stay healthy.
Defense
either,
was terrible, by the way.
Yeah, but when we had Garcon, he was like at least the closest to a
Garcon's injury-prone receiver.
Yeah, he
didn't
was.
play that whole season.
But he was the closest to being a reliable target, if that's what you're referring to.
But can that offense carry Jimmy to win games is all I'm saying. And not only that, but can the defense be elite to carry those games too? Because the defense was nothing in 18 too. So I don't think that Jimmy would have won a lot of games. I mean, look what Brian Hoyer did too. He made games close because they scored a lot, but we were still getting crapped on when it came to our defense. You think Jimmy would put up as much points as Hoyer? It's possible, but
it would have been. But
I'm just glad that we got Trey Lance. Man, this is over.
Yeah. So on the bright side of this, okay. So let's get on the bright side of this. I mean, we don't have to deal with the quarterback issues like the previous years when Jimmy's hurt. It's always been the next quarterback who has to step in, and then it's kind of been the downfall of our season. Jimmy's always hurt, so we got to get a capable guy who can start in. So I expect at least maybe Trey Lance will be ready at some point, like in case if Jimmy does get hurt. God hopes that he doesn't get hurt in any other way. But if it happens, get this kid ready and get this defense confused by Trey Lance.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like I know, the way I look at stuff, it's not typically how most people look at stuff. Like I said, people would not want to come to my house and watch football games with me. I would be like diagnosing everything. So, the way I look at stuff is just very different. But I'm very excited that we can finally have a team that we can root for. And yes, when Lynch and Shanahan took over, we had a horrible, it was a horrible team. So it was going to take time to clean up that mess. And, and again, Tom Brady, his name, Tom Brady was the one that kicked out Jimmy and put him on our team, because they were looking at Tom Brady in 2017, and Tom Brady ran like a little kid. Don't trade me, Robert Kraft. Give away Jimmy Garoppolo. Blah blah blah. So, that's just the stupidity. So I kind of feel bad for Jimmy. I wish he would have been with the Patriots and not come over here, because, that's just that's the NFL for you. Tom Brady just said, I don't want Jimmy to take my job, even though I'm getting older and my time is going to come up, and Jimmy's the younger guy, and Belichick really likes him more than me, because at the final years, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, we were just like bumping heads with one another, and that's why he got out and went to Tampa Bay. He just got sick and tired of that Patriot way, that model. They have a very weird model that you have to follow that Patriot way. So I don't know how he was able to take it for 20 years, doing it, that way, because players are not allowed to express themselves over there. Players, are under certain guidelines. They still practice, like from the 80s and 90s, like Kendrick Bourne said, he's like, the Patriots have a weird style of doing things. So that's just how it is, over there. So.
Yeah, but Patriots are very strict. Like when it comes down to it, Belichick just is strict with all players. Like, hey, not all of them could be on social media and doing all this stuff and throw stuff under the bus. Like that's what Belichick doesn't play around. He's old school, so of course you're going to get a different approach with it. Because I mean, he had this approach when he was with Bill Parcells and quite a few other coaching staff, and he's kind of picked it up from there, and he started doing it his way. So,
Bill Parcells was different. He allowed his players to express themselves. Like one thing about Bill Parcells, like when he took over the Giants, for those who but I don't cover the Giants, but
different approach. But I'm talking about like the way he's picked up and soaked knowledge from it. Like he's kind of got it from guys like Bill Parcells, but he's doing it his way, differently. Old school fashion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Bill Parcells was like more of that traditional football guy, and that's why a lot of the players who played under him, like when he went to the Cowboys, he made that team, irrelevant again. But then what happened? Jerry Jones was like, no, I don't want this guy, Bill Parcells. This guy is too opinionated. This guy has too much this. He loves his players. And Jerry Jones hates that. Look what he did, like, to the Cowboys. Like, I don't like the Cowboys, but you had a dynasty. You had a great coach, and you decided, you know what? This guy, I don't want him. And Jerry Jones, in my opinion, is a moron. I don't think he's a people person. He has a lot of money. He can pay, players a lot of money, but, what does the Cowboys have done, since 2010? They've kept a coach that had 7, 8, and 8 win records because he liked Jason Garrett, because he was a quiet dude and he did whatever Jerry did. Any other organization, so many 8 and 8 seasons. No, we need to get another coach. Jerry Jones is an idiot, in my opinion. And I don't care if Cowboys attack me. I don't care. I don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah, I know there's plenty of Dallas fans that don't like Jerry Jones in general too. So you're not alone there. Like as far as it comes down to it, yeah, Jerry Jones does have favoritism, and he is this modern era of what Al Davis is. I mean, people have kind of compared Jerry kind of exactly to another Al Davis, like his ego. Like he's kind of sticking with the ego. You know how people have ego and it takes the best out of them and they want them to listen to whoever? That's what it was. Like if you look in past times with ownership, there is a lot of behind the scenes from players from the time. Well, for example, there was one thing that Mark Davis broke the promise of his father, and that was hiring John Gruden back. He even said that he would never hire him. And what did Mark do? Freaking hire John Gruden. That was the one thing that Al Davis did not want to see happen. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Raider fans will agree on that part, to hire John Gruden.
You want to know something very funny? Kyle's dad was hired by the Raiders, and he had a 7-9 record, and he got fired after one season. Kyle's father went to the Broncos, a division rival, and he won 2 Super Bowls. It shows you the Oakland Raiders, and they were attacking some guy named Luke on my chat, talking about Arden Key is a trashful individual talking smack. Arden Key is telling the truth. The Raiders, since the 2000s, have been garbage. I don't know why. I don't know who they hired. They hired Tom Cable, a position coach from Ohio, the college. That is dumb.
Dude, Tom Cable was like a Jim Tom Silla at the offensive line position, if that's what we're going by.
Tom Cable was a bad coach. He coached as a position coach in Ohio, the college, are they known? No, not Ohio. Idaho.
Idaho.
Small college, a position coach. He wasn't a coordinator. He wasn't a head coach. He wasn't even a coordinator or a coach in the NFL. Tom Cable went there, and he lasted, I think, barely 2 seasons and barely won like 10 games.
And he was a woman beater too. He was a woman beater.
So, but I know Raider fans are gonna. Plus, I was there at Candlestick Park because my friend's dad was a security guard on the end zone at Candlestick, and we went there. And then it was a preseason game, and the Raiders and the Niners were playing. And right there, just above us, like one of those like lower sections, a fight broke out, and a 49er fan got stabbed by a Raider fan. My dad's friend was so scared because I wasn't his son. He took us back home, and we watched the preseason game at home because he did not want his son or myself to see that. But unfortunately, we saw it, and it's the stupidity of Raiders, and any fan base, in general, don't hurt somebody with a weapon. And of course, the Giants and the Dodgers. I'm a Giants fan. A Giants fan was assaulted so badly in L.A., almost died. And then there, across the ballpark, there's a thing called Caltrain. There's a train that connects, the Bay Area towards the South Bay. 2 Dodger fans were assaulted, and some Giants fans stabbed. One person died. The other person went to the hospital. So,
yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I don't get about, man. Like, let these other fans enjoy the game. I mean, bro, I'll be honest.
Some breaking news. We signed Clinton Dix, safety.
Clinton Dix?
Yeah, we're working him out yesterday. Yeah.
So we just signed him. So I think that means either Tart's going to be out for the season because it looks to me that they're not sure about him. So
I'd say at least half the season at the least, I'd say, if they're making Clinton Dix come over here.
So wait a minute. So we just signed Clinton Dix. I got a good joke about Clinton Dix. What's so funny about Bill Clinton? What's so funny about Bill Clinton's wiener? Monica Lewinsky. Get that part? It's kind of a funny name. Don't you think it's kind of funny? Like, what's so funny about Bill Clinton's wiener? Monica Lewinsky. Oh man, that gets me a good one right there. But nah, man. Like, the thing about going to these games, man. Like, when I was going to the Battle of the Bay, the last one in 2018, I was more concerned about how I was going to be able to deal with these fan base, bro, because they tend to get aggressive and tend to be like fighting over people. And I didn't have any serious issues with them like that. So it seemed to me they left me alone and not even bother with me. They either just some of them asked for a picture because I had that political jersey. So I guess me and Ultimate Report might just report the Clinton Dix sign.
Well, I wasn't planning on making the video, but I want to give Pine Nor a shout out for helping me out. So I'm gonna put a video because I need some traction to get more subs. But thanks very much, Pine Nor. I gotta go, man. I gotta look at the information and I'll try to get it up by 1 o'clock. All right, I'll see you later.
That's fine.
All right, man. Yep. I'm probably just gonna end up.
Yeah, let's dip.
Yeah, all right, guys. Have a good one.
Yep.
All right, man. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. CG Ruthless Sports is out. And Go Niners.